Laudetur Jesu Christus. Praised be Jesus Christ. In secula seculorum, now and forever, Wierd Catholic greets you, our brothers and sisters, in the love of Christ and his mother, Mary. Thank you for following this program. Here are the headlines for today. Priest demands justice for his priestly brother. Unknown gunmen killed our priest. Lagos Catholic bishops lament senseless killings. Priest helps police discover human organ trafficking in Ogun. Call for peace in Ukraine, addressed by His All-Holiness Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew after the Divine Liturgy on the Sunday of the Publican and the Pharisee. The following are the details and more information. Priest demands justice for his priestly brother. Vietnamese government officials have said that the man who brutally murdered Father Joseph Chan Ngoc Thanh on January 29th was mentally unstable. But Father Anthony Dang Hieu Nam of Vinh Diocese does not believe it was the true motive of Nguyen Van Kien, the murderer. He demands justice for Father Joseph Chan. As most of Vietnamese Catholics, he fears that the killing may have been intended as a warning to deter Catholic missionaries from working in the country's Central Highlands region. Father Anthony Dang is widely known for his public speaking out against exploitation of environment and human rights abuse in Vietnam. In 2016, when he was pastor of Thanh Yên Parish, Father Anthony Dang helped residents whose lives and livelihood were directly affected by toxic waste dumping allegedly caused by Taiwanese company Formosa Plastics Group in central Vietnam to file 506 claims against the company. The claims were dismissed by local court and the plaintiff suffered continual harassment, threats and physical attacks. Father Anthony Dang was also subject to stalking and assaults by government thugs. His parishioners had come to his rescue many times, and his superior, then Bishop Paul Nguyen Thai Hup, refused to restrict Father Anthony Dang activities as per request of Nghe and provincial government, allowing Father Anthony to keep fighting for justice for the victims of chemical spill and later the tragic death of 39 victims, many from his diocese on October 23, 2019, in England while being smuggled into England by human trafficking groups. Unknown gunmen killed our priest. Lagos Catholic bishops lament senseless killings. The Catholic bishops of Lagos, ecclesiastical province, have expressed worries over the spate of violent crimes and senseless killings across the country. The province, comprising of the Archdiocese of Lagos and the Diocese of Ijebu-Ode and Ebokuta, respectively, also condemns the killing of a Catholic priest in Ebokuta by unknown gunmen. A statement issued at the end of its first meeting of the year, held at St. Agnes Catholic Church, Maryland, Lagos, and signed by the chairman of Forum, Most Reverend Francis Obafemi Adesina, and Secretary, Most Reverend Alfred Adewale Martins, called on government to put an end to killings and violence across the country. The meeting was attended by the leadership and representatives of the clergy, the consecrated persons and the various associations of the lay faithful who gave reports of their activities for the previous year under review. The statement, after careful deliberation on issues affecting the Church in the province and the state of affairs in our country, Nigeria, we hereby regret to note that despite the wide outcry of condemnation that has greeted the continuous senseless killings of innocent lives and other waves of violence across the country, it is far from being abated. For instance, in the wake of the 2022 New Year, a priest of the Diocese of Ebokuta, Reverend Father Luke Adeleke, was killed by unknown gunmen while carrying out his priestly activities. Very recently, it was reported that in Taraba State, a Catholic church was razed to the ground for no reason. These and numerous other cases of violence have been the hallmark of our nation. How long would these be allowed to continue? We will continue to call on the government to utilise all the state resources at their disposal to put an end to these dastardly acts of killing and violence across the country before it consumes everyone. Priest helps police discover human organ trafficking in Ogun. Men of Ogun State Police Command in the early hours of Sunday 13th February arrested 43-year-old Kehind Olameji and his wife, Adejumok Raji, for allegedly being in possession of fresh human parts. The couple, according to a statement by the command's public relations officer, Abimbola Oyeyemi, are residents of number 72 MKO Abiola Way, Leme, Abeokuta. Oyeyemi said, the couple were arrested following a report lodged at Kemta Divisional Headquarters by Chief Moshood Ongangwulu, the Baal of Lem community, that Father Adisa Olawaju, who is a co-tenant with the suspects, informed him of offensive odour coming out from the room of the suspects. He added that upon the complaint, the DPO Kemta Division CSP Adeniyi Adekunle led his detectives to the scene where a search was conducted. On searching the room, a plastic bowl containing different parts of a human being was discovered and the couple were promptly arrested. Oyeyemi said, on interrogation, the suspects confessed that they were herbalists and that the human parts comprising of hands, breasts and the other parts were given to them by one Michael who they claimed resides in Adatan area of Ebekuta. All efforts to locate the said Michael proved abortive as the suspects could not locate his house. It will be recalled that a dismembered body of an unknown person was found in a swamp area at Leme area of Ebekuta about a week ago. It is not yet clear whether the parts are that of the found body or not. Meanwhile, the State Commissioner of Police, Lanre Bakoli, has ordered the immediate transfer of the suspects to Homicide Section of the State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department for investigation. The CP vowed that anyone who may be directly or indirectly involved in the crime would be brought to book. Father Adisi Olewaju said that after several attacks on Catholics last year, he was instructed by his bishop to be vigilant to any suspicious activities. Addressed by His All-Holiness Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew after the Divine Liturgy on the Sunday of the Publican and the Pharisee. Last Sunday, 13th of February, while Catholics around the world celebrate the 6th Sunday of Ordinary Time, our Orthodox brothers and sisters observe the Sunday of the Publican and the Pharisee, that it is the beginning of Great Lent. His All-Holiness Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew celebrated Holy Liturgy at the St. George's Patriarchal Cathedral of Constantinople. Nedilski Roman Boganovich, the Consul General of Ukraine in Istanbul, Turkey, attended the event. In his homily, Patriarch Bartholomew called for peace in Ukraine. He said, Honourable Consuls General, beloved children in the Lord, on this Sunday dedicated to the parable of the Publican and the Pharisee, making the entrance to a period of penitence, fasting, and ascetical struggles as preparation for the holy and great Pascha. We are called to fervent prayer with all our hearts for the preservation of peace in Ukraine. Indeed, the possibility of a new war in Europe resulting from the escalation of violent rhetoric and militarization of the borders between Russia and Ukraine should be equivocally opposed. We call for enduring peace, stability, and justice in the region. Peace is a matter of choice and must be shared by all the forces engaged in this extremely complex and sensitive geopolitical context. The duty of us all is to pray for and actively contribute to a peaceful resolution of conflict situations and to the unconditional respect and protection of human rights and dignity. Human conflict may very well be inevitable in this fallen and broken world, but war and violence are certainly to be opposed with every fibre of our being. The ancient Greeks spoke about peace as a condition exceedingly rich and immensely fruitful. They adored peace as a goddess, depicted with her son Plutus in her bosom. Closer to our times, Benjamin Franklin reminded us that there never was a good war or a bad peace. War can appear sweet only to those who have experienced it. Indeed, if we allow our hearts and minds to freely express themselves without any fear or passion, they will certainly not speak in favour of war, but they will be and equivocally praise peace. We firmly believe that there is no solution possible to preserve and guarantee peace outside the path of dialogue, which abolishes the conditions that lead to violence and war. Peace comes from mutual respect and cooperation. Within an environment of growing uncertainty with regard to human affairs, the word of the Church has to be a clear message of reconciliation and peace, of love and justice, of brotherhood and solidarity. We call upon all parties involved to pursue this path of dialogue and respect for international law, in order to bring an end to the conflict and allow all Ukrainians to live in harmony. Arms are not the solution. On the contrary, they can only promise war and violence, sorrow and death. As our beloved brother Francis, the Pope of Rome, recently said, "Let us not forget, war is madness." All church ministers, all representatives of the religious traditions, all those in position of authority, or people of goodwill, each one of us should call for a peaceful resolution of this dangerous escalation of words and means that weigh heavily and ominously upon the head of the Ukrainian people. Silence and indifference are not an option. There is no peace without constant vigilance. Therefore, we are all sentenced to peace, which means destined to the permanent struggle for its establishment and defence. May the God of love and peace bless you all. That's all for today. Please help spread this program to family, relatives, and friends far and wide as a way to evangelize. Thank you, and see you again in the next broadcast. Laudetur Jesu Christus. Praised be Jesus Christ.